Fine, good afternoon to you all students. Hi students, how are you? I hope you all are fine. Warm greetings to you all. Welcome to our online class students. I hope you all are doing well. So now we are studying about chapter 9. So what's the title of our chapter? So Introduction to C++. Isn't it? So before I am going to start about today's portion, so just recall what are things you have studied at the last class. Okay. So what are things you have studied in the last class? Just recall. So yesterday you have studied only 3 topics. What are the topics? Input and output operators as well as punctuators, isn't it? So what do you mean by punctuators? Punctuators are special symbols, lot of symbols you have studied. What are the symbols? Curly brace, parentheses, then square brackets, isn't it? Lot of things you have studied. Then input and output operators. So which symbol is used to do input operator? Cin and to less than symbol. Cout means Cout and to greater than symbol, isn't it? So today we are going to study about cascading of IO operators. Okay. So what do you mean by cascading? Cascading means, so already you have studied about, so in a program you are using either Cin or Cout. So more than one operators you are using in a single statement. Okay. So multiple times you are using both input operator as well as output operator in a single statement. We are calling as an cascading of IO operators. Understand what do you mean by cascading of IO operators? So for multiple times you are using both input and output operator. What are the input operators you have studied? Cin. What is the output operator? Cout. So in a single statement itself, you are using more than one time this Cin and Cout. Or in a single program, you are using the Cin and Cout, you are using more than 2 or 3 times. So such type of things we are calling as in which one? Cascading of IO operators. Understand? So see the example. So here first they are given int num equal to 20. So what's the meaning of this one? So last class I said this is called variable declaration. Isn't it? So variable declaration. So for variable declaration, what's the first step? So you should mention the data type of which the value belong to. So here you are giving number 20. So it's a number. So what data type you need to mention? Number means data type is int. If strings or letters or anything means you should mention data type as char. So here you are mentioning the data type as int. Why? So you are giving the number 20. So data type int. So what's the variable you are using here? What's the name of the variable? Num. Okay. So int num equal to 20. So this is called variable declaration. So each line will end with semicolon. Understand? Next, listen. See this line. What's this line? Cout. Cout is a output operator, isn't it? So Cout, listen carefully. Cout A equal to. So in Cout, if you are giving any statements or characters, you should mention within double quotes. Already have studied, isn't it? So Cout A equal to. What's the meaning A equal to? You are giving num. What's the meaning mean? So what value you are giving for the variable num? So it is automatically assigned to the variable A. So already you have studied what's the variable you are mentioning at the right side. It is automatically assigned to the variable at the left side. So what's the value of num? 20. So 20 is assigned to the variable A. Understand? Understand? What's the meaning of this one? Cout A equal to num means, so already you are mentioning the value of num equal to 20. Next line you are giving Cout A equal to num. What's the meaning? So the value of num is assigned to the variable A. Understand? So that only they are giving. So in the picture, listen. So Cout A equal to. So what's the value of num? The num is assigned to the value to the variable A. So this is called cascading operator. So here you are using only one Cout. So some programs you might have used more than 2 or 3 or 4 Cout. Understand cascading of IO operators? Yes. So the last we have studied about C out, cascading of C out. 2 times the symbol C out we are using, isn't it? But next one is cascading C in. 2 times you are using the symbol. Which symbol is used for giving input to greater than symbol, isn't it? So C out means to less than symbol. So listen, C out, enter 2 numbers. Okay, C out, enter 2 number. Okay, this symbol is wrong. Okay, so this symbol you used to write here, but they are given wrong. Okay, C out, enter 2 number. Next, so each and every statement, what are the statements you are giving in C out? It should be mentioned inside the double quotes. Okay, so you are giving in double quotes. Enter 2 number inside the double quotes. Okay, then at the end of the statement you should end with semicolon. Next, so here you are giving enter 2 number. 2 number you need to enter. So in output you are giving enter 2 numbers. So for that you should give input. You need to give input how many numbers? 2 numbers you need to give on input, isn't it? So without giving 2 numbers, whether you will get the output for 2 number? No. For that you need to give input for 2 numbers. So what's the format for giving input? C in. C in. So 2 numbers you need to give. Okay. So you are assuming A and B for 2 numbers. Okay. So C in first number. Then this C in symbol this one. Then A. Next symbol B. So yesterday I studied cascading operator. More than one time you are using this C in or this symbol in a same statement. This is called what? Cascading operator. Understand? So what's the meaning? Now you run the program, means in output what's the line you will get? So what are the lines you have given in C out, that is automatically it will display to the output, that means in the computer screen. Understand? So what's the thing you have given in C out? Enter 2 number. So this line will be displayed in your output screen. Understand? So listen, enter 2 number. See this picture. So what output you are getting? Enter 2 numbers. So how many numbers you need to enter? 2. What are they? A and B. That any 2 number you can enter. But in your example they are entering 5 and 6. So first you are entering the number 5. What's the meaning? The number 5 is assigned to the variable B and number 6 is assigned to the variable B. Number 5 is assigned to the variable A. 6 is assigned to the variable B. Understand about cascading input and output operators? Output means in the C out you are using 2 symbols, isn't it? In the same statement. So input C in you are using 2 variables in the same line. Understand? Yes. So this is the next topic is sample program. Okay. So this is the way you are going to use this is the way you are going to write a C++ program. This is same common for your practicals also. So listen carefully from this chapter onwards. It is very, very important for your practical programs. Okay, and also this chapter is very, very important. So this chapter only we are discussing about basic things of this C++. Okay, so based on this way only you are going to use C++ program. Understand? Here one sample program they have given. Okay, so you are going to print a line, welcome to programming in C++ in the screen. Okay. So you are going to print, what's the line you are going to print? Welcome to programming in C++ on the screen. Okay. So for that you are going to write a C++ program. So listen carefully. So this is the sample program for it. This is the format for writing C++ program. Okay. So listen carefully. First, C++ program always starts with the first line header file. This is very, very, very important. So I will ask questions. When school reopens also I will ask question. So for each and every program I will ask question. Okay. So what's the use of this line? What's the use of this line? So listen carefully. So what's the meaning of each line? Okay. So listen. So first the line starts with first the line starts with backslash. So already you have studied a line starts with backslash means we used to call that line as a which line? Command line. What's the use of command line? So only for understanding, human understanding purpose they have given. that line is not executed by our compiler. Okay, so first line they have given, for your understanding they have given C++ program to print a string. So you are going to print a string. What string you are going to print? String means nothing but a sentence. You are going to print a sentence. What sentence you are going to print? Welcome to programming in C++. Okay, for that listen carefully. So all C++ program will start with the header file. Understand? So all C++ program always starts with the header file. Okay. So what header file means? Listen, hash include iostream. Okay. So what's the header file? Hash include iostream. Okay. So what's the use of this header file? You will study next topic. Okay. Listen, next line, using namespace std. This one you should study. Okay, very, very important. So always the C++ program starts with the header file. What's the header file? Hash include iostream. Same way only you need to write your practical programs also. Okay. Then what's the second line? Using namespace std. Okay. So what's the second line? Using namespace std semicolon. So here the spaces, semicolon, everything is very, very important. So if you miss any spelling, if you miss any semicolon or comma or spaces, you will get error message. You won't get the proper output. Understand? Understand? So 2 lines you have studied. What are the 2 lines? First line is the header file. What's the header file? Hash include iostream. So what's the second line? Using namespace std semicolon. Have you all studied 2 lines? Yes. Then third line is a main of, this 2 line is common for all the programs. Okay. This 2 line is common for all the programs. Next, main of function. So already you have studied. So what are the things you are going to mention or what are things you are going to display? So all the things you should write inside main of function. Okay. So main of function only will execute all the things. What are things you are given inside main of function? So that things will be executed. Understand what's the aim of your program? You are going to print a string or a sentence. What's the sentence? Welcome to programming in C++. Okay. For that, you should write the sentence inside the main of function. Okay. So listen carefully. So what's the format for writing main of function? Int main of. So this bracket, this is the third line. Okay. So main of function also common for all the programs. Okay. Int space main of. Then so statements always should return inside curly braces. Isn't it? Statement always to return inside curly braces. So open curly brace and close curly brace. See, open and close. So they are mentioned in red color symbol. If you miss anything means immediately here the color of the line will change. Okay. So listen, after that, what's the aim? You should print a string or print a sentence. What's the sentence? Welcome to programming in C++. Isn't it? So for printing, which statement you need to give output? Cout. Which statement you need to give? Cout. Okay. Cout. So Cout. Then what's the symbol? 2 less than symbol. So what are things you have mentioned in Cout? All the things you should given inside the double quotes. And ends with semicolon. Isn't it? So Cout 2 less than symbol. What string you are giving? Welcome to programming in C++. Then double quotes, then semicolon. Okay. Then return 0. What's the meaning of this one? Mean automatically it will return from the loop. Then which one? Close brace. Okay. So now while I am teaching, you feel it is very tough to understand, but it is very, very easy. Okay. So next we are going to study each one in very, very detail. Understand? So what's the first line of all C++ program? Header file. What's the header file? Hash include iostream. Then what's the second line? Using namespace std. Then with semicolon. Then main of function. So what's the format for writing main of function? Int. Then space main of. Then immediately open brace and close brace. So inside this braces you used to write block of statements in your program. So in question they asked to display the output as a welcoming to programming in C++. So to display the output, what statements you need to do? Cout. Which one you need to write? Cout. So inside the cout you are returning welcome to programming in C++. Then return statement, then close brace. Okay, understand? So this is the common elements used in a C++ program. Okay, what output you will get now? So what are things you are mentioning in cout that it will display as a output. So what output you will get? Welcome to programming in C++. Okay. Now we are going to study each line in detail. Okay, we are going to study each line in detail. So here what's the first line they have given? In the slash C++ program to print a screen. Okay, listen. So, already I said the line starts with backslash on this backslash with asterisk means you should know that's a which line? That is a command line. So, any statements begin with the backslash symbol or backslash with asterisk means you know that's a which line? Command line. What's the use of command line? So, the command line is used only for your understanding purpose. Okay, or human understanding purpose. That line will not taken by the compiler to execute. Okay, but they have given as a part of the program for the understanding, but that line will not be taken for execution by the compiler. Okay, so if you are giving only one line as a command means you can give inside this backslash symbol. If you are giving multiple lines or 2 or 3 lines as a command line means you should give inside which is symbol backslash asterisk. Understand? Yes. Second thing is a hash include IOStream. Okay, second line of the program is hash include IOStream. So what's the name of this one already is said. What's the name of this one hash include IOStream? Header file. Okay, so always the program will start with the header file. Okay, so the header file header file starts with the symbol hash. That's very important. The header file always starts with the symbol hash. Okay, so what's the meaning of this one means? So if the symbol you are giving hash include IOStream, that means so it will direct to the preprocessor. In the first chapter itself already you have studied. So if you need to get the proper output, what you will do? You need to give the input, computer will process the data, then after processing it will display the output. Likewise, if you are giving input, that input needs to process. Isn't it? So in C++, so what are things you are giving as an input that needs to direct to the whom for processing? Preprocessor. Okay, so before you are going to compile the program, so the particular things will to direct the what are the programs or what are the codings you are writing. All the codings need to direct to whom? Preprocessor. So this hash include IOStream will do that purpose. Okay, so this hash include will direct your program to whom? Preprocessor for processing. Understand, this is the header file. Okay, so IOStream. What's the meaning of IOStream means? What are the input and output functions are present inside the program? All the things are predefined in the software itself. So what's the input and output operations you are using in the program? Cin and Cout. So all the Cin and Cout functionalities will be defined inside which one? IOStream. Understand what's the meaning of IOStream? Hash include IOStream. Hash include IOStream means header file. The header file always starts with the symbol hash. So hash include means it will direct your program to preprocessor. That means before you are going to compile the program, it will direct your program to preprocessor for processing. Okay. Then IOStream. What's the meaning of IOStream means? What are the input and output operations you are using in the program? All the things will come under which one? IOStream. So if you have failed to give Cin and Cout in a program means it will throw the error. How it will throw the error? Because you have mentioned the header file IOStream without you are using the Cin and Cout, whether you will get the proper input and output? No. So already predefined all the things inside the header file. While you are writing the program, if you are not including that one, you will get the error message, or you are not able to get the proper output. Understand? Yes. Third one is using namespace std. Okay. So this is the standard. That means standard namespace. Namespace std. So here this namespace will handle what are the variables you are using in the program. Variables, classes, object, everything. Okay. So in the last program you studied int num equal to 20. So what's the variable you have using here? Num. Int a comma b. So what's the variable you are using? A and b. A equal to 5, b equal to 10. So int a equal to, so likewise all the object variables are using, what are the things you are using in the program? So that will come under which one? Using namespace std. Okay, that is called variable declaration. So all the variables, objects or everything will come under this using namespace std. Okay, so this standard is given by who means ANSI standard committee. Okay, using namespace std standard is given by whom? ANSI standard committee. Understand? Yes. Then int main of, this is the very important thing, main function of the program. Okay, so each and every function will, each and every program will have this main of function. So if you take a human means, so with this the first part of the human, head, starting head, then heart, isn't it? Likewise, head is the header file. Then which is the main function? Int main of. How the heart is important for a human, likewise this main of function is also important to program. Okay, so what are the functions you are going to write? So all the functions or statements will come under which one? Main of function. So each and every program will have main of function. So all the functions you are writing or statements you are writing, all the executable statements will come under which function? Main of function. Okay, so after the main of function you should mention which one? Curly braces, open curly brace and close curly brace. Okay, so inside the curly brace you are going to write a statements. Okay, in the last program what you have written? Welcome to programming in C++. So what are things you are writing in C out that it will display in the output screen. Understand? Next line they are giving return. Okay, so what's the meaning of return means? It will return the value. What value you have mentioned inside the function, so that value it will return. Okay, here they are giving return 0. That means it will automatically return to the main of function. So understand? So this is the normal format for a C++ program. Understand the concept? This is common for all the programs. So again and again I am telling, and also I am going very slowly for this chapter. Okay, the same format only you are going to write your practical programs also. Understand? Yes. So now you are know to write a C++ program. Isn't it format? What's the first format? First you should write header file. What's the header file? Hash include iostream. Then what's the second thing? Using namespace std. Then which one? Main of function. So int main of. So inside the int main of immediately open brace and curly brace. So inside the open brace you should write what are the comments you need to input or output or what the things you need to do. That all the things you should write inside the curly braces. Understand? Yes. Now you have written the program. Okay, now you have written the program. Now what are the steps you need to follow after writing the program? Okay, listen. First one is creating source code. Okay, so source code is nothing but that programs what you are typing, that only we are calling as a source code. What do you mean by source code? The programs you are typing, no, that only we are calling as a source code. Okay, so creating source code. So creating source code includes you are going to, so how you will create the program? You will type. So you will type the program in C++ using keyboard. Okay, so as per the rules you need to type the program. What do you mean by as per the rules? That means first thing is a header file, then namespace, then main of function. So that's the rule. So as per the rules you need to type the program by using keyboard in where? C++ software. Understand? That's the first step. Now you have typed the program. Based on the rules, you have typed the program. Now you have completed typing. Now what's the next step? You need to save the program. After typing, you should save the program. Okay, so after typing the source code or after typing the program, you should save the program with the extension .cpp. This is all very important. So in lab practicals, I used to ask the questions. Okay, listen carefully. If you are not saying means, I will give nice punishment for you. So please listen carefully. Okay, so after typing the code, you need to save the program. For saving, which extension you need to save? .cpp, file name .cpp. For example, you have typed on program. Now you are going to save the program. So I am giving the name of the file as program1. Okay, for example, program1. What's the file name I am giving? Program1. So how I need to save the file? So file name .cpp. So program1.cpp. Understand? First you have typed the program. Then next you need to save the file using which extension? .cpp. File name .cpp. Understand? Yes. Next one is compilation. First you have typed the program. Then you have saved the program. Now you need to compile the program. This is the very important step in a C++ program. Okay. So what's the use of compilation means? You have typed the program. So based on the English language. Okay. So already while you are installing the C++ program itself, the program has lot of predefined library files. Okay. So lot of predefined library files. Okay. So while you are compiling the program, your program is linked with the library files. Okay. So the compiler will link your typed program with the library files. Okay. So there in the library files, all the format will be there. For example, so already you have studied the program always have the header file #include iostream. Then second line using namespace std semicolon. Then end main of. So if you forget to put semicolon in using namespace std semicolon. So you forget to put semicolon. Okay. But you are compiling the program. So while you are compiling, the compiler will link each line of your program with library files. So their predefined format is there. So it will check. Okay, first line header file is there. Okay, no problem. Second line using namespace std. But semicolon is missing. Already a predefined format is there. Based on this format only the program needs to write. But so it will link. So second line the semicolon is missing. So immediately it will throw an error. So it will show the error the semicolon is missing. Understand? Likewise, each and every line the compiler will link to the library files and it will translate your programming code. So if we are writing the programming code in human understandable format, isn't it normal English language? But the machine will read only machine readable language, isn't it? So this library file will convert this compiler will link your program into library file. Then it will compiler will convert your programming source code into a machine readable file. Okay, machine readable file. So the machine readable file have the extension .obj. Very important. So the machine readable file have the extension .obj. But so you are saving the file with the extension .cpp, but your source code is converted to machine readable format with the extension .obj. Understand? Now you have compiled the program. So after compilation, you need to run the program. Okay. So execution. So after compiling, if any error is there means after compilation it will throw an error. So you should correct the error. If there is no error means no problem, you will run the program. Okay. So if you are running the program, the file is changed with the extension .exe. This and all no need to give. You are going to give only .cpp. That's enough. This and all machine itself convert your file format into different extensions. You are not bothering about, no need to bother about this extensions and all. That this extensions will done by whom? Our machine. Okay. So while you are running the program, your object or file will convert into the extension which one? .exe. So once the file name got the extension .exe, we can call that as an executable file. That means you are ready to run your application. So without the help of compiler, now you need to run your program. Okay, run your program in C++ program. Sorry, C++ software. Understand? So this is a sample program. See, so this one you are typing. Hash include, what's the first line? Hash include IOStream. Then using namespace std semicolon. Next, main of function. Open brace and close brace. So inside the cout, you are giving inside double quotes welcome semicolon. Then return 0. So what output you will get? So what the things you are giving inside the cout, that it will display as a output. So what's the first step? You have typed the program. Okay. Then you need to save the file. What's the extension for saving? .cpp. Then we need to compile. See, the compiler will convert into a object file, that is machine readable file. Then it will check for error. Okay. So if there is no error, means no problem, directly you can run the program. Then after running the program, you will get the output as a welcome in your screen, output screen. Understand? So understand what's the general steps you need to follow for writing the program. First you need to write the program, then save the program with extension .cpp, then compile the program, then run the program or execute the program. Understand? Yes. Next one is C++ development environment. Okay. So till now you have studied about how you need to write the C++ program, how you need to save the program, how you need to run the program, everything. So you need a platform to run this program, or you need to a proper software to run this program. Okay. So that only we are calling as an IDE, Integrated Development Environment. Okay. So in which environment you are going to run this program. Okay. So if any environment, there are lot of environment or lot of IDE is there for running this C++ program. Okay. But that environment should support, you need to create the program, compile the program and execute the program. So which environment is easy for doing all these things, creation, compilation, execution, that environment you are choosing to doing your programs. Okay. So this ID, that is Integrated Development Environment or open source application. That means, what do you mean open source? Anyone can able to download the software and install, and they can use as a free cost. No need to pay any charge for the softwares. That is a free cost software. Understand? So listen. So this on the examples are open source softwares for C++. Okay. So Dev C++, Genie, CodeBlock, CodeLite, NetBeans, DigitalMouse, SkyIDE, Eclipse. So these are some examples for open source C++ compilers. Okay. But our schools we are using Dev C++ software. Okay. So in your book also they are giving Dev C++ only. For practical you are using this software. Which is software? Dev C++ compiler only we are using in our school labs also. In your book also they are giving the same software. Understand? Next, working with Dev C++. How you need to work this, how you need to write the program in our software, Dev C++ software. Okay. So first you should take the Dev C++ software. Okay. So this is the open source software. Anyone can able to download this C++ software and install in your environment. Okay. So this each and every software will have license. That means particular number of days you can able to use like this. But this C++ software public license. That means anyone can able to download the software and they can use. So using this, okay. So it is written in language Delphi. Okay, it is download from. So in your book also they are giving this link. Okay. So if you are going to click this, if you are using this link, means you can download this Dev C++ software. So if you have systems in your home, means no problem, you can download the software using this link. Okay. So if you in this link we can download which is software, Dev C++ software. Understand? Then after downloading you will install the software in your system. You will install the software in your system. Okay. So after installation you will get a Dev C++ icon on your desktop. Okay. After installation you will get a Dev C++, which software you are using? Dev C++, isn't it? So that icon will be displayed on your desktop. Okay. So how? Listen carefully. The same thing only you are going to use for your lab programs again and again I am telling. So listen carefully. So what you need to do means, first you should double click the Dev C++ icon. You should, so in the desktop, you have the icon, which icon? Dev C++, okay. So you should double click the Dev C++ icon. Okay. So after double clicking, so the screen will open like this. This is the Dev C++ opening window. Is it visible? Have you all seen? So if you double click the software, immediately the screen will open this like. So this is the opening screen for the Dev C++. Understand? Here only you are going to type the program. Then, listen. So after open the screen, you should create a new file. You should create a new file. Okay. So where means, so at the corner a file menu is there. Where you need to take the new file? So at the file menu. Where the file menu is there? At the corner a file menu is there. So click the file menu and select new file. Okay. So click the file menu and select new. Then you need to select source file. Which one you need to select? First you need to select file menu. Then from the file menu you need to choose new. Then click source file. Or shortcut is Ctrl N. So what's the shortcut for creating new file? Ctrl N. Okay. So after clicking this new file, a screen will appear. So in this that screen you are going to type the program. Okay. So after typing the program, what you will do? You need to save the file. To save the file also you should click which button? File menu. Okay. To save the file you should click which button? File menu. Okay. File menu. Choose save option. Okay. So for creating a new file you need to select file, new source file. But you need to, after typing the file, you need to save the file. For saving the file, which one you need to select? File, save. So what's the shortcut for saving? Ctrl S. So you see, new file means starting letter is N. So Ctrl plus N, shortcut. Save. So for saving option, Ctrl plus S. First letter is S. That like you should remember. Okay, Ctrl S. Then you have saved the file. So save, always the source code will save with the extension already you have studied. Which one? .cpp. Okay. So if you are using Dev C++, no need to type .cpp because already the extension will come automatically. Okay. So listen, this is the Dev C++ screen. Understand? This is the Dev C++ screen. So here only a file menu is there. To create a new file, file, new source file. Then this screen will appear. Here you need to type the program. See? Like the same only you are going to type the program for your lab also. Like this you will type the program. So after typing the program, where you need to save file, save menu. Then save, after saving the file, you need to compile the program. Compile or execute the program. Okay. So after saving, here on compile button is there. Okay. So also other shortcut for the compile means F11 you need to press. Compile and run. Which button is there? Compile. Here compile and run is there. Okay. You should press compile and run. Okay. So if you are compiling the program, if any error means, the error will display this area we are calling as a compile log area. Have you seen? Some black color lines are there. This area we are calling as which is compile log area. So here only the errors will display. Okay, in this program, if you are typing the program, in this, if any error is there, means the error will display in this compile log area. If there is no error means, if the error count will be 0. If any error is there means the error count will 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. If error free means the error is displayed as a 0. There is no warning. So if you are getting there is no error means immediately you can run the program and you will get the output. Understand? See. So this is the compile log area. I say no. So after compilation, if there is no error means like this it will display. Errors 0. Okay, there is no error. So error is 0. 1 is also no. Okay, if error is there means the error will be displayed here. Okay, so if you get this message, immediately you need to compile the program. Run the program. So run the program, the output will display like this. Okay, this is the output screen. Have you seen this black color green is an output screen. So in that program, what's the output? See, welcome to programming in C++. Have you seen welcoming to programming in C++? That output will displayed in the output screen. Okay. So if you need to go back to that screen means you need to press any one key. Understand? Yes. So this is the common steps you are following to type the program. Next one is types of errors. Very, very important question, important 5-mark question. Okay, first type of error is a syntax error. Okay, what's the first type of error? Syntax error. Syntax is nothing but grammatical rules. So in English you will study grammar. Likewise, so here also grammatic rules will be there. So what's we mean by grammatical rules? So already you have studied C++ program means first line you should write header file, then using namespace std, then main of function, then curly brace, open brace, close brace, then cin, then semicolon, cout, semicolon, close brace, everything. This is the grammatical rule. So if you miss anything inside this, even semicolon or cin or cout or any double quotes, if you miss anything means you will get syntax error. Understand? So already all the things are preloaded in the software itself. So each line, while you are compiling, each line will be linked with the compiler to the preprocessor. So if any error is there, mean automatically it will throw the error. How it will throw the error? So each line will be checked with the grammatical rules. Okay. So if you miss anything, mean for example if you miss to put semicolon, so it will throw error. Semicolon is missing. How? Based on the grammatical rules. That is called syntax error. Now read, it is a grammatical rules. If you are each and every rules will have, that means a unique rule. This like this format only you need to write the program. So if you miss anything means you will get a error. Understand? That's a syntax error. Second one is semantic error. Semantic means nothing but, so grammatically your program is correct, no problem. Okay, already which format you need to write, the same format you have written the program. But the order you are writing the program is wrong. For example, first you should write cin. After the header file namespace in the main of function, first you should write cin. But instead of writing cin, you are writing cout first and cin second. Without giving input, whether you can get the output? No. But grammatically it is correct only. But the order of the line you have changed. So at that time you will get some error. That type of error is called which one? Semantic error. Understand? Grammatically it will correct, but the order of execution you will get error. That is called semantic error. So what's the other name of semantic error? Logic error. Understand? Yes. Third type of error is runtime error. So runtime error means after typing the program you will compile. Listen it. So if any error is there means compile time you will get error. But compile time you are not getting any error. Program is grammatically correct. Compile time you are not getting any error. But while you are running the program, so because of the some changes or some mistakes, you are not getting the proper output. For example, the particular file, you are opening particular file. The file is not opening properly. That time you are getting the error. That is called which type of error? Runtime error. Understand what do you mean by runtime error? Grammatically it is correct. So compile time also you are not getting error, but while you are running the program you are getting error. That is called which type error? Runtime error. Understand? 3 types of error you have studied. What are they? Syntax error, that is grammatically mistake, you will get syntax error. Semantic error means grammatically correct, the order will be changed. So semantic error you will get, that's other name is logic error. Runtime error means grammatically correct, then logically also correct, but while running time you are getting the error. That is called runtime error. Okay, so up to this chapter, 9th chapter is divided into 2 parts. So first part of the chapter getting over. Up to this first part of the chapter over, then second part of the chapter we will continue after the offer exam. Okay, so your exam portion is still page number 131. So next class, tomorrow's class, I will mark question answers for this chapter 9. Okay, so today's homework is after completion of this chapter, types of error question, very important. Binary operators and types of error question is very important in this chapter. So study thorough. Okay, so remaining we can then this chapter question answer we can mark at the next class. Thank you students. Thank you.